Yo, what's up boys, it's Mercury here. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. I told you that I was cooking a decay burst build and I am super happy with that. Before going into the build, thank you so much for the support guys, like always. Consider leaving a like to the video and a follow to the channel. So, Dark Elf as race, we already discussed about this. It's just the best race for this patch in general, and especially if you play Ardent Flame. So if you are a Decay or if you are subclassing it into Ardent Flame, I suggest to go Dark Elf. You will get the biggest damage out of any other like race. You will get a lot of stats and you will get a lot of sustain with Earth of Flame. Full point into HP. Because most of our healing, apart from Vigor, scales with mass HP. So with 64 points, we reach 38k HP. And this is super safe for this patch where there is like a lot of bars around. Mundus the Shadow. This is a bars build, and the best way to like maximize the damage is by having a lot of critical damage. So on this build the Shadow is Beast. The set that I am using are Rallying Cry Back Bar, Ice Staff powered with Escavist Poison, Rallying Cry Sash Impenetrable, Rallying Cry Ring, double Rallying Cry Ring with Bloodthirsty and Weapon Spell damage. Bloodthirsty really important, I will explain why in a bit. Front to bar we are using Greatsword of Gortiev, Charged Shock damage. Charged is really important. Usually people on bars build slot near node, but I can guarantee you that charge is more damage. Is both more damage and more pressure. Because when you proc your status effect, you do a lot more damage than simply having like 200 more weapon spell damage with near node. And this is a big mistake that a lot of people do. Gortif guards, medium impenetrable, Gortif bracers, medium impenetrable, and Gortif feet, medium impenetrable. Then we have One Piece trainee, reinforced body aviches, and then we have double Marcelock impenetrable medium. So in the gameplay, I have both fights with Marcelock and with Blowspawn. Marcelock is the key on this build to kill even 40k targets. It works perfectly for the burst window, and I will explain in a bit how the burst window works and why Marcelock makes all the difference in the world. But if you want to play a more like open world build, you can play with Blowspawn, and if you go back to the gameplay, you will see a lot of kills with Blowspawn. I, on purpose, did some duels on Blowspawn to see if I can still kill people on it, and the answer is yes, you definitely can. Now, if you are only dueling, you want to go Coil to maximize the damage, so Coil with Bloodthirsty and Weapon Spell damage. But if you want to transform this from a duel build into an open world build, what you have to do is change Marcelock from with Blowspawn, as I already said, and change Coil with Monomyth. And then you will have an open world build playable in PGs, IC, Cyrodiil, solo, group. But yeah, this is the build. So 5 medium, 1 light and 1 heavy. Triple Bloodthirsty because, guys, Bloodthirsty is so fucking good to do damage, to kill stuff. When you play a bars build like that, which is made of like 2 or 3 global cooldown, the moment you stun the target will already be around like 70-60% usually, and you will gain a lot of damage with Bloodthirsty. Like a lot of people play without it and they are not able to burst targets. With Bloodthirsty you can. Like Bloodthirsty and Marcelock in this build makes the difference to kill even 40k HP DKs and other stuff like that. Trust me, try it. For skills I am using Incinerate. Dazzy Smash is super important in this build. Dazzy Smash is your unblockable and undodgeable stun and also applies minor mangle to the target. So if a target has, let's say, 40k HP, after you apply the minor mangle, he will have 36k HP. So you have 2 bars, basically 4k less. It's insanely good for this bars build. Molten Whip, I don't really have to say anything about that. Disintegrated Dragonfire. Now, since on this build we are playing with the Onslaught, a lot of people will not slot Disintegrating Dragonfire because they see the major breach, but there are 2 reasons. First, you can still kill people on this build without your ultimate, so it's good to have a major breach skill. Second reason, after you do your combo, you want to cast this skill because it's away. So if the target is dodging in that moment, you will finish it with this. Use weapons for your Major Brutality and Sorcery buff. Onslaught is like having basically corrosive, but the target cannot really expect it. So it's way less counterable, especially on this combo. Backbar, we have Blood of the Green Dragon that will scale with your max HP. Earth of Flame, which will give you infinite sustain, and also the healing will be decent, it will scale with your missing HP. Resolving Vigor. Earth and Home, always try to play inside your circle here, because you will gain minor heroism, minor fortitude, and major protection. So if the fight moves around, try to recast this as fast as you can. And Earth Shield Mantle as your armor buff. The shield itself scales with your max HP, so you can get some nice 6 or 7k shield that is always nice to have. Temporal Guard is only here for the passive minor protection and the small shield while you are blocking. As food, I am playing with Bewitched Sugar Skulls, and for potion I am playing the classic Tri-Star potions. As CP, I am using Calancy Revival, insanely good versus other pressure builds that play like Gerald or Reliquin, Disdain, stuff like that. Focus and Mending will increase almost all your healing by 10%, very good to have. Fighting Finesse to give you a bit of crit damage and a bit of crit healing. And Cutting Defense is especially good to proc your poison back bar. On the red tree we have Pain Refuge to take less damage, Survival Listings and Sustained by Suffering to have a bit more sustain, but you probably can take off Sustained by Suffering, even if sometimes I feel the need of a bit more in the fight where you need to dodge and block a lot. And Boundless Vitality to increase your HP a bit more, and so to have bigger healing, because almost your healing scales with your max HP, and also to have more HP to counter other bars builds. So how you want to do the combo? You want to keep your buff up, of course, and you want to cast in combination Incinerate into back bar Earth of Flame, into front bar Medium Wave to proc Marcelock, into Onslaught, then you stun the target with Dazzy Smash, and then you Molten Whip Bash to proc the Gortif on the target. If the target is not dead yet, you can cast Disintegrated Dragonfire to finish him if maybe he's dodging after the combo, and you will catch him during the dodge with your AoE skill. So let me show it to you. You buff up. Okay, let me stack the Gortif. Okay, so you want to Incinerate into Earth of Flame, into front bar, Medium Wave, Onslaught, stun, boom. And this is how the target, okay, I didn't cast a whip there. And this is how the target explodes, basically. You will have 5 instants of damage going on at the same time. And also Marcelock is especially good because if you slow down a bit and you see how the combo works, you will proc Marcelok just before casting Onslaught. So Marcelok has basically 3 full seconds to damage the target, to lower his HP, and you will gain Giga value from your Bloodthirsty, because when you will cast your multi-whip and your Gortif, they will be Giga buff, but the reason why they will be Giga buffed is because Marcelok did the initial damage, did the initial work, and lowered the target HP enough to kill the target in 1 instance. So this is how the combo works. Let me know in the comments below if you wanna know more about the build, and I will gladly help you and answer your question. Like always, thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Consider leaving a like to the video and a follow to the channel if you want to see more videos like that in the future. I will leave in the description my Twitch. Right now I am not streaming that much because I am in a really tough moment, but I will be back at streaming as soon as possible. And so if you want to join me live, we can like vibe together. And I will also leave in the description the link to my Discord, so you can join and you will find all my builds there. Now this is a bars build, but if you are interested more into pressure builds, I will link in the description also a more pressure oriented build that I made also on DK. So if you are interested, go check it out. For today is everything. Thank you so much and see you next time.